And we get live chat set up. And any second now, this will start. We get live chat set up. I forgot to turn the sound off. Any second now, this will. You're going to hear such an echo. Come on. Oh, wait. Oh. I forgot to turn the sound off. Any second now, you're going to hear such an echo. Come on. Oh, wait. Oh. I forgot to turn the sound off. Any second now, you're going to hear such an echo. Come on. Oh, wait. Oh. I forgot to turn the sound off. Any second now, you're going to hear such an echo. Come on. There we go. Why? There we go. There we go. I was watching Sugar Britches and forgot. There we go. Now I have to get caught up here. It's okay, Marilyn. Have fun at her sale. I'll see you when you get here. Right now, Lorianne is selling some gorgeous embossed vintage postcards over on Sugar Britches Sweet Ass Stuff. Hello, Warren. How are you? Warren, I did send you that, didn't I? The teddy bear's decoupage. Yeah, I did send that. Oh, thank you. Yes, I am now 60. Oh, joy. I did say to a friend of mine, I'm like, does that mean I don't have to filter my mouth anymore? And she just replied with, you have a filter? One of my other friends sent that too. They're like, wait, you have a filter? Yes, I do. Sometimes. I work with kids. Of course I have a filter. Let me set. Some things are not cooperating here. This laptop is just, it takes so long to respond to anything. Come on. Oh, there we go. No, yes. There we go. Oh my goodness. So it has been a week, it has been a month. I did a brief update before. It was funny. I had 2 birthday cakes. That was unexpected. One made by a scout with help from his mom, which was Doctor Who themed, which was awesome. And then one of the 3, there are 3 Asian American scout moms, and they got together, and then the one's husband dropped it off. And that one was hilarious because he told me it was an ice cream cake. So there I am, heating up the knife, trying to cut a slice. I've never had an ice cream cake before. Not for my birthday, anyway. So I'm trying. Well, I finally get this thing cut, and I had to keep repeatedly heating up the knife. And I slide the knife under, pull out the piece, sit it on the little saucer, and went, that's not ice cream. It wasn't an ice cream cake, it was just solid frozen cake. Oh, hello. How are you doing? Oh, you dropped a mug? That happens. That happens, Nora. What was I looking at? Oh, I still have to get back to you. I know a few people are over at Lorianne's sale. Her sale's still going on. Well, but give myself a thumbs up here. There we go. So yeah, so I'm glad to finally be here. It's been a week, and for my own sanity, I cannot skip another night of seeing you guys. Seeing, but you know what I mean. Uh you guys in Scouts right now are my sanity because Gary is just driving me nuts. He is out of the hospital, but he's not home. He's settled into a nursing home rehab facility, and he hates it. And some of the reasons he has for not liking it are valid. Um, Somebody's not giving him the medication he's supposed to have through a port. They just show up whenever they want to show up and give it to him, but then they log it in the computer that he had it at 8 a.m. No, he didn't. So now, he gets it 3 times in the course of 24 hours. So now that's when the next shift comes in and they're giving him the second dose at the time he's supposed to. And he hasn't had the first one was often not given until noon or 12:30. Then it's making him sick because he's getting doubled up, like too much antibiotics, and it's causing issues. It's causing nausea issues and other issues, and so um, so he's been dealing with that, and but of course I get to hear about it. He calls me every day complaining. I saw him today because I had to do his laundry because there's a fee for the nursing home to do it, and none of his stuff is tagged. So it's like sending a little kid to summer camp. You got to get a marker and write his name and everything. Oh, my goodness. So I will be running out there every couple of days to do wash or to get him the newspaper, but if he's not going to give me the money back for the newspaper, he ain't getting the paper. That was today. I'm like, I only have like 6 ones left, so and it's $3. It's 2.95 for the Daily Times. And he went, "Oh, okay." And he just turned his back to me and started reading the paper. I'm like, "It'd be nice if you could give me 3 ones to, pay for the paper." Never even answered me. Started working on the crossword puzzle, and I'm like, "All right, you know what? If you're doing that, I'm going home." "Oh, you don't want to sit and visit?" I'm like, "Sitting and visiting implies talking to each other. You're doing the crossword puzzle." So he didn't like that, but then at least he did turn around and talk to me. So that was good. So he looks a lot better. Um, I, however, see the cardiologist tomorrow. Fingers crossed, everybody. But I've definitely feeling a bit better. Um, that one medication I didn't feel good, and that finally worked its way out of my system. Um, I lifted something way too heavy. That caused an issue. I had to go get checked out at the ER. Um, the good part of that is that they did the test just to make sure I wasn't having a heart attack. They did the test that the cardiologist wanted of the dye test, the CAT scan dye test. So that test is now done, and they said they didn't find any blockages. So hey, great. But because some of the pain was a little lower, they think there's an ulcer. Oh, shock. The doctor just looked at me funny when I went, "Oh, I'm so, so shocked at that." And he went, "I've never seen anybody be facetious." There's a big word for you. Basically means you're being a smartass about getting news that you have an ulcer. He says, "You kind of knew, didn't you?" And I went, "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably have had it for years." And it's just, there's been a lot more stress. I also don't have any stress meds. So, hey, yeah, pretty sure. So, hi Lisa, how are you? And Linda's here. Um, so I will eventually have to figure out when I'm getting endoscopy. That sounds like fun. I hope they're going to knock me out cold because they stick a camera down your throat and check everything out. But it's good to know. I'll get the definite like overview tomorrow from the cardiologist, but it's good to know that they don't believe there's any blockages in there. So that's good. So, but that's also a certain amount of stress off my shoulders, which is great. Um, I have gotten part of the hallway sorted out. I got to the point where I went, I can't do anymore. I cannot because I mean, it's this torso part that I aggravated. So bending over to pick anything up off floor level is an issue. Well, there was a small bookcase out there, and from people bumping into it all these years, all the glue had popped, and then the cats would hop on top of it. So it was tilted, leaning against the radiator. So I emptied all that off, but there's all this stuff that has ended up behind it. Stuff I didn't even realize there. Plenty of cat toys were back there. So there's still some stuff on the floor, but I can't bend. I can only do a little bit of bending and then I'm done. Um so I still have some of that, and but I do have I did find out that there was a set of 10 books, and it's, oh, what are they called? Landmark series, but it's an early set. It's like from when Landmark series was a series of books for kids. Most of us know the ones from like the 50s, but this is from the 40s when they first started them, so they don't have the decorative covers. And it turns out that if you have all 10 of them, they're worth about $84. There is a completed sale I found on eBay. So I was like, well, there's a nice bonus because I don't want those books anyway. The other set of books that was on the bottom shelf of that, though, I'm going to keep. They are handyman books from 1938. The house, the back end was built in 35. The front end back there was built in 1911. So that has the kind of things you run into. Because one of the big problems for anybody that owns a house that is like pre World War II, or even nowadays, anything pre 1960, is that um, a lot of the home repair guidebooks that you buy now has all the modern stuff in it. It doesn't tell you what to do if you still have a vintage bathroom, if you still have old wiring, if you still have certain things, like how to repair a pillar on your front porch that's an actual wooden pillar. And so there's become a market for these old series books on home repair because you can't find them if you have an old house and the modern stuff doesn't help you. So I'm hanging on to that set because that one's closer to the age of the house. And there are some things in there, like it said how to fix a loose, not the newel post, but the banister, like the actual railing of the banister, because Mike at one point had tripped on a cat and the railing comes down, but then there's this piece that comes up to meet it, and they no longer meet evenly, so like they're a little cockeyed now. But I cannot find any screws or nails that show me how that sucker comes apart, but it showed me different ways that you could get in there to fix it. And so I was like, well, then I'm definitely need to keep these. So I'll be hanging on to them. But oh, excuse me. But I have to admit, the last 2 days, I have felt better than I have in ages. Um, though yesterday was odd. One of the problem is the blood pressure keeps doing this nonsense because I have to take the little machine I have with me to the doctors because I want to test it out of how accurate is it, because Um, it said my blood pressure that the top number was only 104 yesterday. I should have been asleep if it was that. So, no, Boy Scouts is not over. Um, so I will find out because the blood pressure keeps bouncing. It'll be closer to normal or it'll be a little below normal because roughly they consider 120 over what 80 normal. So it'll be a little bit below or it'll be like 140 or 130. So it keeps bouncing and we don't. I'll have to talk to him, find out why. But for some reason, now I do know that since Carrie's been out of the house for so long, I seem a lot less stressed. Um, Now that I also know that my own heart is not blocked, I'm slightly optimistic. I might be more optimistic tomorrow after talking to the cardiologist. So it's good. I mean, like I said, I've felt better the last 2 days than I have in ages. And I think a lot of that's because certain stressors have decreased. Boy Scouts is not over. However, thank goodness October is because that's border review time. So that's always October and April are just nuts for me for paperwork, for helping them finish up merit badges, for giving some of them a kick in the backside that they need. Which like for the April one, I will start in January. Come on, get your butt moving. You need to have this stuff done. Um, so so it just all comes to a head, and with having 62 kids to keep track of, though I don't keep track of the youngest ones, but it seems like we're having glitch problems in the computer system. So I keep having to over just double check all the young ones. And that's God, that one patrol is 14 kids. And we've lost it started out with that. We've lost two, but 12 is still a lot of 11-year-olds. So she can show Julie needs all the help she can get dealing with stuff with them. Boy Scouts will be over as far as regular meetings for us in the month of December. Um, Probably our last meeting will be the week of Thanksgiving, maybe. Um, we always run into, are we really going to have it or are we going to cancel it? What are we going to do? Make up your minds. But the Christmas trees will be delivered that weekend. So we do not have regular meetings in December because our big fundraiser is selling Christmas trees. And with this many kids, that money is not going as far as it used to because we're so big now. We have so many kids. So we really need to. We got 175 trees last year, and there were 6 that did not sell by the time they decided to shut down the tree lot. 6. They sold the first weekend they had the trees. They sold that very first day. We'd be here at 8:30 in the morning to unload this massive tractor trailer truck that comes with all these trees. And we can't get more than 170, 100 and how many we get? Yeah, we can't get more than that because that's what fills a flatbed truck. They cannot fit any more than that on that truck. And we sold, because it was 730 trees is what we get. My brain is still a little foggy. And then that first day last year, and it was on a Sunday. This year it'll be on a Saturday. But on that Sunday, that very first day, they sold 332, if I remember that right, from what I got told, 332 trees the first day. And it was a Sunday. Now they got it so their guys are coming on a Saturday, which means they're definitely going to probably sell out like another 300 trees. And when you that's like, a quarter of all your trees in a day. So that first day will be all hands on deck. I will probably even be there. I will not be allowed to lift anything, but now when I go over, I just take my pocket knife with me because the trees come all strung up and pretty tightly strung up. So you have to put them on the stand, and then somebody's got to go and cut the strings and get the strings off so the tree can open up a little bit. And that's my job because I can't lift anything. So when I'm there, that's all I'm allowed to do is to either take money or go cut trees. But I don't mind. If I wander around, then I can always, tag going, all right, we need one over here, we need two over here. And I will end up, if it's really busy, I will end up getting like four kids to help me refill the stands. And if we can't, because what happens is they may be coming to help you refill, and then somebody will come up the aisle and go, "Hey, we want that one." And then there goes one of the kids right off with that tree. Now you're down to three. Well, then somebody else will peel off. And so, yeah. We have a whole system. I mean, after all, I've been doing it for 20 years now, but that kind of I had to wrap my brain around that. But yeah, I have been doing this for 20 years. Mm. I have, it's from Tipson Herbal Infusions. I don't know. This was from one of my Boy Scouts for Christmas. And I finally started drinking them all. And they have a blueberry, they're ashwagandha tea. And they have a bunch of different fruit flavors, but I really like the pomegranate one. And they have a lemon and ginger, but this is like this big pack. But one of them's mango. I don't like mango. And one of them is peach, and I don't like peach. So those two, I might be sending those two to a local food bank. We have scouting for food. That is a national thing. That should be in all of your areas. If you have a scout troop in your area, most of them do it. It is not a fundraiser for them. Scouting for Food is a national program from the Boy Scouts, from Scouting. They renamed themselves. Boy Scouts of America is now Scouting America. Um, but they will gather up food. The kids are supposed to take these little door hangers, go around their neighborhoods and hang it on the door, and it tells you the day that they will be picking up the food. All you have to do is, if you want to donate any, if they come around to your neighborhood, is to put a few items into a plastic grocery bag, hang it on your doorknob, sit it on your porch, and it'll say what day that they will be coming back around to gather it all up. And then it gets divvied out to local food banks. We have um we have two different food banks. We will be divvying up what we send. It was funny, one year, long time ago, Michael had just aged out that August. And so that year, that November, we had raised so much food. They loaded up the back of the one guy's pickup truck, and going out, trying to go back out of where we meet, there are little speed bumps. He went over that first speed bump, and a back tire of his pickup truck just popped because there was so much weight of canned food and stuff in the back of his truck. His tire just went poof. So, and in this day and age, it helps. We all stick together because we all know somebody that may have an issue, and there's a lot of more people you may not expect have an issue. Food insecurity is a definite thing in our area, especially in my area, but it can be hitting anywhere. I know kids in the troop that um there's sometimes some issues because they're a single parent household and they're doing everything they can to keep the ball rolling. But, you know, trips for scouts are expensive. Um, they're having a trip this weekend going into Philadelphia. And um, I think the cost of the trip ended up being $80. Now, multiply that by if you have 3 kids in the troop or even 2, that's a fair chunk of change. And they don't want their kids to miss out, so they're doing what they can. But they sometimes you got to skimp somewhere else. But the kids wanted to go to, they decided to go to Philadelphia instead of Washington, D.C. What the heck? Kitty? What'd you do? All right, which kitty? Okay, so I know it's not Frodo because he didn't answer. I didn't hear a little tiny squeak, so it's not Aragorn. Somebody did something in the kitchen. Ah. It's gotten very hard for Boy Scouts because hello Elrond, because a lot of places have decided that they just don't want to be charter organizations. And that's problem because you can't, if you don't have a charter organization, you don't have anywhere to meet. Come here. But you also need the volunteers that are willing to be scoutmasters. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hello. Come here. Come on. Come on over. Come on. The floor is not lava. Come on over. Come here. Oh, come here. You know, you're going to be coy. Elrond's over there. Was that you making that noise? So, hello, Val, and thank you for the birthday wishes. So, um, but yeah, in some areas, like a lot of Mike's area, because he also works for council, is rural, and it's hard to spot them out and about because their area, like our area, we're pulling literally from one high school. Most of our kids all go to the one high school. A few of them go to different places, but most of them are from this one high school. And then and the local middle school. But they're all within a kind of a close radius. You know, I'm just under, I'm like 4 miles away or 3 miles away. I think 3 miles away from where we meet. So it's a tight little radius. But where his district is, they're all up in the farmland areas. So their radius, they're pulling kids that might be, instead of within like a 3 mile or radius of kids, they're pulling from a 10-mile radius. There are some kids that got to come in 10 miles to come to troop meetings. So, he's got one troop. Ow, I have an itch. He's got one troop that they don't even meet every single week. They meet every other week. And they meet all summer long because when it comes planting time, they don't meet. And when it's harvest time, they don't meet because the kids need to be on the farm, especially your teenagers who are your leadership for the boys. They need to be on the farm. So that, but then they do it over the summer. But you know, he says that people in town don't ever, half the time, don't even know the troop is around because they don't necessarily live near town or they're scattered everywhere. Mm. So, um, I am I am off to the mini farm for 2 days because we've been trying to get me out there for a birthday dinner, but it's just so hard to get me out of this area on in October. So I'll be going out to see Leslie and her husband and the puppies and the horses and the ducks. Remember the summertime? I did not have fun with those ducks. Uh, so I'll be going out there for Monday, Tuesday, come back Wednesday. C- Elrond, Elrond, Get away from that glass. He has knocked over a print that I'm sending to the auction house, and he's knocked it over 3 times today. And I just don't, it's this huge square thing. I don't really have anywhere else to put it. And I can hear him out there. He's right by it. Yes, you. He's looking around the corner at me like, yeah, I'm talking about you, Elrond. Yeah. Oh, now you're gonna sit there and lick your paw like you ain't doing. I'm not doing nothing, Mom. So I'm telling you, having cats is like having toddlers. But I figured out that that one we couldn't figure out. It took me forever to figure out the name. It's a Lisa Edgerly. But then I started looking at some of the other things that have been hanging around here, and there's a picture in my kitchen. And it just says Ortega. Well, it turns out that it's a artist. Um, it's a I don't know how I got my hands on it, but he's a Latin American artist, and he's known for doing his own embossed artwork. And that this particular thing was only ever done as an embossed lithograph print by him. It was a limited run, and you can only get it now if you get it on canvas. And so it's worth about $300. I picked it up at a thrift shop for like $2. And it's been hanging in the kitchen, and we want to eventually redo the kitchen to be Doctor Who themed, so it's not going to fit in with that. And Mike doesn't like painting anyway. And so I'm like, well, maybe I should start looking up the names of some of this random artwork that I've picked up over the years. So it's been a week of surprises. Well, hello, come here. You gonna come say hello? Come here. Where's my baby? Come here, baby. Oh, hey, what's the matter? Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby boy. This is Aragorn. Who's such a baby? Oh, you want to run away? You were a good boy today. He tried to go outside, DoorDash like his older brothers. And I said, no, you need your harness. He went right back into the house. He actually let me put the harness on him that has the leash. And so we walked across the lawn, little bit down the neighbor's driveway and back up, and then a motorcycle went by. Well, that was enough of that. He turned around, he starts pulling me, he's heading right to the door, wants to come right back in. The noisier it is out there, or if there's too many cars, no, he wants in, which is good, because then he'll stay away from the street. But we're trying to get him, because he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, to be leash trained. The others, they don't like it. Wow, I'm getting okay. Elrond's back. Gimli is laying on top of a box of books staring at me. Why aren't you upstairs with Daddy sleeping? I don't even hear the TV on. I think Mike's already gone to bed. He came in about 9:45, and he's been helping out at the Cub camp, the day camp, all day today. So he had that, and then had dinner with friends, and then he's going to be up tomorrow to drive me to um to the doctor appointment, because he wants to be there. Okay. Guys, stop. You're gonna oh D- you're gonna have that land on your head. There is a cat tower over here, but there is the lid to a box sitting on top of it, and the lid is starting to go like this. You two keep shaking that, and it's gonna land on one of you. So So I'm still plugging away at trying to get stuff. We have two pieces of furniture out front that I'll need to get a tarp for. They're going to go to the auction house. One of them is somebody painted it. It just kills me. The house across the street, I think, has sold, and this was a piece that had somehow been relegated to the, I guess, the basement. But it is incredibly heavy. So I don't think it's teak because teak is really kind of dark, but it's got that color and it's got the weight. I think this is an old mahogany piece and it is incredibly heavy. It has two narrow doors that are only about that wide that open and but are this high, and they open up. It probably had glass doors in the center, but those are gone. There's a drawer in there. The drawer is the original wood. The top part is the original wood, but the finish is pretty well gone on that. Um, but and then they use some kind of paint on the outer sides of it, but when you look at it, it's all put together with these really big-headed brass slot-headed screws. And they said, a gentleman come driving out of the driveway. He said, "You want it? Take it. That and we're gonna put the dining room table out too." So So there's a table that without the leaf, it's shorter than my kitchen table, but it's wider. So we're not sure it'll fit in that kitchen. But it's in good shape. So Mike brought it over and said, "Okay, well, we'll measure it, and if it doesn't fit, we'll just send it to Bricks." Okay. So now I got two pieces of furniture to send. The bad part is that they're outside, and on Sunday it's supposed to rain. So I have to put together enough money to go buy a tarp and see about getting them covered just in case. I was hoping that I would have everything ready for Briggs to come tomorrow, but it just didn't work out that way. Um, with me having to get myself checked out, I kind of lost 2 days there, and some things have turned out to be taking longer than I anticipated. Like the old Tonka trucks from the basement, just trying to clean those suckers has been a challenge. There's a lot of nooks and crannies on those old things. Um, but still, it's moving forward. I have 5 boxes packed, and I keep coming up with more things where I go, now that I'm looking at this or I see that, and it's stuff I can get to. Um, so there'll be I sent them the first batch of pictures. They okayed everything so far. So that part's done. And we're hoping to have, since couldn't do it this week, hoping to have it all out um, to them next Friday at Briggs auction, which will be good. That'll definitely be good. So it also clears out some big stuff, some absolute big stuff. And I had to laugh because um, Mike said, how much furniture do you think we would send, because we'll need all new furniture for the living room? And I'm like, well, there's a chest of drawers right there. There's the cabinet there. I don't know that my mother's piano is worth anything because the pin, I don't know what it's called, but there's a big wooden thing that has little holes in it, and that holds the pins to to hold the wires tight. And some of those holes have worn out. So to get a whole new pin block, I think that's the term for it, done can be expensive, but Mike would like to do that. And I'm like, well, okay, then we keep that. But um there isn't really much of any other furniture left in the living room because it one chair, there's a platform rocker over this way that it technically is his father's, but he doesn't have a place to put it. So that's been over there for ages. And I not selling that because it's not mine. So have to have respect for people's stuff. And that's actually a family piece too, because it came from, I don't even remember which house. It's been here that long. So isn't that the hard part though? When you go to start downsizing your own house or clearing out stuff, what do you do with those family pieces? Mom had a list of some of the bigger things and found out who wanted what. You could only pick three and you had to rank them in order of importance. And it worked out really well because then there weren't anybody that wanted um the same thing. They that so like if something was one on somebody, it was three on somebody else. So it worked out really well. So everybody pretty much got their number one choice, which was great. Um, and then there's a family clock on the mantle that's come down through the family since 1827. And that goes to the oldest Kraus male. So that at this point is now Michael. And my brother Steve didn't want it in California where the ground shakes. So that never left here. That never left Pennsylvania. But I know like there are some things I'm sure I'll find when I can get to my mother's cedar chest and then I'm still trying to find out what to do with the big portraits of Amos and Alice in the hallway. I have had somebody make a suggestion. Since we know he was a Civil War Pennsylvania Regiment soldier, to find out if Gettysburg would want their pictures as well as all the documentation I have of who he was, what battalion he fought for, when he fought for it, his sibling who he brought back to Lehigh County to be buried, and all that documentation that I was able to find. That maybe they would be interested in having it. So that's another option since I have not found any of the Trout cousins that might want it. So there's that was a good thought. And it said it was from one of my viewers, and I thank you very much for emailing me and sending me that thought because I hadn't come up with that one on my own. So, is Marilyn here yet, or is she still at? I know I had a question for her. She might still be over at um Lorianne's sale if her sale is still going. Because oh yeah, her sale's still going. Ooh, Thanksgiving postcards. Um, so stop it. Aragorn's getting too rough with Elrond. I could tell from the noises. He's he's almost twice Elrond's size, and he plays too rough. And that has always been a problem with him. That's why we say he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. He just doesn't get it. He gets That's why the doctor ran away and she's outside and won't come in. He got too rough with her, and so she doesn't want to come in the house because of him. Gimli, if he hears Aragorn making Arwen or Elrond cry a certain way, suddenly Gimli will be on him like a shot and pounce on him and get him off of him because he gets too rough with him. He's actually punctured the skin on Elrond only once, but he caught him like right on the neck, and that was a while ago, but it was interesting to see Gimli's reaction. It was like Big Brother just knocked you right down. So, um, I have to figure out when I'm going to do the Christmas sale. And I have to double check because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to go to Maryland, but I found out I got some nice things of ribbon and a Jen Brett book. And I found a couple of these things. And I need to figure out a date this month to have the Christmas sale because I've got a tote over there. It's got stuff. And I have to get that's a Daisy. There's a Daisy Kingdom children's dress hanging up on my wall there that I have to get photographed. But come on, calendar, come up. You're not going to come up because this computer is so slow. So, of those of you who are here and watching, um, would you rather I did a Christmas sale on a Sunday evening when I could start earlier at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night? It's hard because like I'm trying to figure it out because I've got East Coast people and then you've got West Coast people. Because if that's the case, I could do it on the 16th or the 23rd. But if I do it on when's Thanksgiving? The 20th or the 27th? Because see, that's what I'm running into a problem with trying to figure out when to have that is because one of those is Thanksgiving the third Thursday of the November or is it the fourth? I don't remember, and it's not showing on the laptop calendar because I'd like to hear from you guys when you think what you would want me to do for that one because that's usually a good sale. It's usually a long one, and I got to get it figured out on the calendar. 10:47 p.m. on the 27th. All right, let me write that down. Got one vote there. But yeah, I just don't know what day Thanksgiving is. That's the big challenge. What day is Thanksgiving? Which week? Ah, so it is the 27th. So the 27th is Thanksgiving night. Okay. So that's Thanksgiving night. All right. So we got one vote for that. And I'd kind of like to have it a little sooner, but it's just juggling. Gary's supposed to be home on the 18th. I'm going away the 10th to the morning of the 12th, so it can't be that week. Can't be next week. So my options are pretty much the 20th, the 23rd, or the 27th. That's the options. So, oh, okay. You were saying what day it was. All right. So, okay. So I'll just write the 27th is Thanksgiving. Yeah, because it's rough because like not everybody has somewhere to go. And this year we might. Michael and I anyway, might have somewhere to be for Thanksgiving. Um, so I'm hesitant to do it on that night. That's why I thought about the Sunday. Um, so it looks like the solid options would either be the 20th or then do it Sunday evening, the 23rd. But that's cutting it soon. That's 2 weeks away if we do it on the 20th. Oh, I have to get back to thinking things ahead and getting them on the calendar. Yeah, I'll have to do it when I can. Oh, I need to not look at her channel. I'm clicking the things to shut them, and she's showing. I love that old hard styrene plastic stuff, and she has a plastic Santa on white skis. I'm not looking. I need to not look at that. I don't have one of them. I need to not look at that. No. Yeah, it is gonna have to be a do it when I can. I do want to get it done and clear it out. One good thing though too in that in yeah, I'm like, nope. I was like, nope, close that screen. No. No. Um One good thing though in clearing out some of this stuff just to even make space um for lining up the boxes in the hallway and going through some of the stuff in Gary's room and cleaning it, which I'm not even close to being done. But um my time in there is limited now. I've had the windows open for a couple of days as long as it wasn't raining. They've been open for a week. Um so it has helped air the cigarette smell out of the room. So I can be in there longer so I can give it a good cleaning. But I have filled one, two, three trash cans. And then we have one of these monster tall ones with the two wheels that the city gave us. I hate the thing. It literally comes up to here on me. It's so big and unwieldy and hard for me to move. And I had that halfway filled. So I just lined up the one trash can I got to the curb, or no, Mike took to the curb before he left. And then I had the other three lined up on the sidewalk from the house to the street for him to put out at the curb. So I've got a lot of stuff cleared out, either there's a free store in media and a free store. There's some all across the country, and it basically is a place where you can donate the stuff and you can take stuff for free. They have set days that they're open and set times that they are for donation only, and they rely on financial contributions to help pay the rent that they're paying for this one little room. And I took them, I don't always get out there to take them stuff, but I took them a whole bag of stuff. And it was a paper, um, not a paper grocery bag, but it was the kind with the handles. And I had it filled to the top. All this odd little stuff that I'm like, I don't need this, I don't need that. And I made sure to get it out there because there were some Halloween things in there. Packs of pencils that had pirate flags on them. And I'm like, no, no, just you've had these in the desk drawer for years. Just send them. Just send them out. So that was good. I mean, I got a whole bag of there out. We've got a whole bunch of trash out. Um, I went through. We had some pieces of drywall in the side in the hall, up against the side of the hall, up against this wall along the side of the one side of the hallway. And some of the smaller pieces, I was like, that's stupid to hang on to them. So got rid of those and put the bigger pieces back in the playroom because we'll eventually need them for doing repairs to the walls uh, once the plumbing's taken care of. And so they're cleared out. And I found car like light bulbs parts. And it wasn't just the bulb to you replace it. It was the actual whole little piece with the wires sticking out. Why? And then I realized that the one was from the Chevy Malibu, which was my car, which hasn't, we haven't had that car for at least 6 years now, 5 years. Um, so yeah, no, no, time for that to go. I was like, they don't need these. Why are these even here? So, some it was bizarre, the stuff that had been behind there. And it's like, yeah, no, just throw this away. Oh my goodness. So, and then there was some stuff that was just paper for recycling. It was like, oh, well, okay, we don't need that either. So, and I found I've always wondered where this like one shoe went, and I don't know why, and I don't think I have the other one anymore. They were a pair of shoes of my mom's, and they were these nice slip-ons that were for going out in like snow or rain, and she'd hardly ever. I think she'd only worn them twice before she passed away. And I had the one, and I was like, well, where's the other one? Because they don't even look worn on the bottoms because she only wore them like once or twice. And um, I couldn't find the other one. Now I think I have since thrown the first one away. I just found the other one, which was somehow behind this bookcase. It's like, oh man, this house is just a whole kind of different treasure hunt. You don't know what you're going to find. The cats, though, were thrilled because I found 5 different balls of theirs that they hadn't destroyed yet. Um, they they like the little plastic balls. The thing they all go crazy for are these little round things, and they look like foil and they crinkle because none of the boys are real big on anything with a bell in it. Arwen likes the things with the bells in it. But I found 2 of the little crinkly ones, and then I found one that's a little wicker ball about that big, and then 2 plastic ones, one without a bell, one with the bell. And I would get them, and I would just chuck them up over the railing and have them bounce on the staircase. Guaranteed that a cat will show up out of nowhere just to play. But it kept them busy and out of my hair. So So I am back to being able to. I've also worked upstairs on the 3rd floor because the cats have been using that as a playground and knocked half the stuff off of the table, knocked over a pile of boxes. Of course, the top box had all these little bits of toys in it. It also had the original box. Yes, I still had the original box to my Dawn doll apartment. Now, not all the pieces are in great shape. Some of them are broken. I had picked up replacement pieces a long time ago at a yard sale. So I still have that and the original box. A little more worn for wear, but I've got it. Well, those suckers knocked it all over and there were pieces scattered all over. So I had to double check, see if I have all them. But I got everything tidied up and I have my packing table back because these little farts had just wrecked it. So I have it all straightened out again up there. So I now have my packing table back, a place to do everything. I found another box of stuff that I went, okay. I still have not gotten into the dining room. And somebody sent me an email. I really thought I had sent those postcards. So I will double check in the box that's upstairs that has all the cards in it. But I will get them to you. Absolutely. One of the benefits of this weekend, too, is that as long as I don't damage my body in any way, I have the house to myself. Yay. Uh, I don't have anybody going, you want to watch a movie together or you want to do this together? I hate saying no to that because, I mean, how often does your kid actually want you to sit and watch something with them? So, what yeah, I mean, I have managed to do a lot, but it just sometimes you need something to give validity to the fact that you did do stuff. And the fact that I filled 3 trash cans, to me, that gave me some serious validity because I've taken stuff out of this end of the room, you can't even tell. I've taken stuff out of the playroom, you can't tell. I took stuff out of the basement, you can't even tell. But that hallway, you can tell. You can see floor. Um, you could see that the bookcase is now in the basement because it's got to be. I'm going to strip it and put it because somebody had painted it black at some point, and I'm going to strip it and then stain it and put it back to a nice wood bookcase because it looks like it's cherry wood, so it should look really nice. Um, but the problem is like it's so old and everybody bumped it that the glue had popped. So the nails weren't even holding it together anymore. Mike started to take it downstairs for me and whole bottom fell out. The bottom shelf just literally dropped right off the thing. So so it's nice when you can see an area that like stuff is gone or seeing that you've gotten stuff out the door. That like dropping off that bag full of stuff felt so good to drop it off at the free store. And I admit, I did my little circuit and walked around the free store and cuz it's just I mean, the whole store could fit into this room and have room left over. Very small. And I picked up a few pieces of fabric because they're vintage pieces of fabric. And that's it. Nothing else. Just those. So that was it. I I picked them up. So I dropped off more than I took, definitely. The one piece of fabric really looks like it's a small bit from maybe from the 60s. Um, the other one is I haven't figured out what kind of fabric it is because it's thicker. And it's black and white, very much has that kind of um mid-century modern kind of look, but it's not like it doesn't feel right to be bark cloth. So I have to do a little more digging and see if I haven't looked at it to see if there's any name or anything on the selvage edge. And then the other one was a panel. Um it was a panel to make something. So I'll probably be putting that up on Etsy as the panel and won't even bother making it because I don't have access to the to do the sewing many yet, though Michael did get his fixed now. Um so yeah, I mean I've gotten that out. We have a bag started for clothes to clear out. I've started going through. I had pulled out a jacket out of the closet and realized that it came to here. Like it fit in the shoulders and in the sleeves, but it came to here. There was no closing it. It came to here. And I'm like, my girls aren't that big. Come on. And it just, no way was that thing shutting. So that's in the bag now. A shirt is in the bag. These are for me. Um, I mean, I went through literally, like, I went through, women will get this. You men won't. Bras will eventually, the rubber will wear out, that they stretch out. And I went through all that and threw away some. Thank the Lord for Daisy bras, man. Those things are awesome. So I have a lot of them. But it's stuff you don't think about. And then I just was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go drawer by drawer through my bureau and see what I've got. And I only ever got through the first 2 drawers. Um, I have to get into that bottom drawer, but the bottom drawer is mostly like winter clothes to see what still fits. But the jacket came out of the closet. hadn't worn it in ages. So yeah, I mean, we've got that started, and I have gotten stuff out, so I'm happy with that. It does feel good when you can actually see progress, and you have to have a way to mark that, and it definitely helps. Um, but yeah, I will have this weekend where I won't have to worry about. I will have all the time just me and the kitties. Yay. And I can just uh I got to do laundry, I've got to do dishes unless Mike does dishes tomorrow. He's got to do his did he do his laundry? He did his laundry, so I don't have to worry about him being in the way. I'm doing Gary's laundry and have to get that dropped off tomorrow. But then, yeah, then it's all just working on other stuff here. Now, Marilyn, you're here, and I wanted to double check with you because this is on the list of stuff that you had wanted, and I want to make sure. Did you still want the cardinal puzzle? Because if you do, then I can get this sucker packed up. Because this took me forever to find a box, and I have a box that it will fit. So let me know. And I'm sorry, but the kitty cats, one of them laid on it, and it split the plastic cover. So, but that's on your list of stuff that you had wanted. But that cannot go in the same box as this. They'll have to be separate. So I just want to double check. And that's what I will be doing is that some of you will get photographs of things so I can double check. And I have one box, another box that I had found that Michael had tucked away, and that is now in the kitchen because it wasn't a box that closed, so some of the stuff on top is a little dusty. So I got to clean it all off, and then we'll start sending out emails and try to get some stuff packed and out of here. I got to make space. If we're going to have a Christmas sale, I got to make space because this is all the stuff that sold is all sitting over here in this box from the last, uh, what? No, this whole, let me see. Underneath is stuff that didn't sell. The dog dishes that Lorianne won is they're up there to get them packed into her. So it's good to finally feel like I've accomplished a lot. Next thing to accomplish, we'll deal with when Mike is around because I have two giant tree limbs laying on the top of my house, and then we had some serious wind, and I could hear something thumping on the roof. So there's something that's loose and banging. Linda. Do I have you caught up? That one's done. That one's done. I have to rewrite this because there's a lot of X's on these that are done. Linda. Yeah, I definitely need to rewrite this because I'm still looking through pages and half the pages are done. Um, no, you have all your stuff because you had the oh wait, did that get sent? You got your Cuba pillow cover, didn't you? Because you got the Jesus with the Lambs oval frame. You got the Jamaica tree painting. One, and I sent it January 5th, 2025. I've got a dot there. And that might be a dot under the pillow. Okay, so yeah, then you got all yours. You're done. Got you all squared away. Oh my goodness. Ow, 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 ow. Hi. What were you doing? Aragorn. So, um, but yeah, it's getting there. It is definitely getting there. And hey, no. Where do you think you're going? Don't do it. Come here. Come here, baby boy. Where's my baby boy? Back it out of there. No, no, no. Oh, yeah. There's a gap between the archway over here and the piece of furniture that's this stuff sits on. Aragorn just found the gap. So now he's going in there. Good night, Linda. I will probably be going soon too because I have to be up in the morning for the cardiologist. And we all know Nancy's not a morning person. I had to take a nap today because for some reason I was wide awake at 6:30 in the morning. And by the time I got back from Gary, it was 4:30 and I'm like, I need a nap or I will not make it to be in here tonight. So I will keep having lives and then I will figure out the date for the Christmas sale and that will probably be the next big sale. And then of course we'll have some in December, but oh, buy for what? Yeah, this was the one, Marilyn. Just wanted to make sure cuz what hello, you're back. What you doing? Get off of that shelf. That's all glass. Oh my goodness. Ah. Oh yeah. I think these two think they're going to sleep with me tonight, and that's not happening. I only have twin bed. Two big old cats, and they both want to like Gimli's all right because he'll lay next to my knees or at my feet. Aragorn likes to lay right smack in between my knees. Now, if he stayed straight, it'd be fine. But he likes to curl up in a tight ball, and that pushes my legs out like this. And then I wake up with both knees hurting like heck. So they sometimes they're fine and I'll let him in, but most of the time I lock him out. No, can't do it. So I think we covered everything I've got as far as news. And but things are going better. I feel better than I have in months. Part of it's the stress, part of it is I have um oh, I can't look at it. It's called I think it's called Simple and it's an app on the phone and I got a good deal to do yeah down there. Um it was like $24 to do um like 3 months. Oh, okay. Good. Then I'll add it to the Christmas sale. No problem. See, and this is why I ask. Because some of this stuff has been here for way too long and it's my own fault. Only me and not anybody else's. Now where's your list? I was just looking at your list. There it is. All right, so we'll cross that off. Don't need that. And I will be packing this up. The lovely little Austrian portrait jug. That I'll get that packed this weekend and sent out for you. So, all right, so then that can stay in the box of stuff for the Christmas sale. Put that back in there. That works. Um I'm getting the burps. I shouldn't have put those peppers in there. But this I had this thing called WeWard, which is a walking app. That doesn't cost you any money. But then I started this Simple thing and you tracks your um tracks your water intake, your food intake, your fasting, and your movement. But it also, you can set it for the level of exercises you can physically do. So I set mine pretty low because Pilates is not easy. Most of the workouts are 6 minutes. And it's been a big help because I have to be careful of certain movements. Like there's one where your arms are up and you twist, and you're supposed to be the girl that does the video. She goes all the way around, puts her hands on the wall behind her. I'm like, I'm not twisting to do that, but I can't twist as far this way because of the pinched nerve. So they're always they're nice and slow, and they tell you do as far as you can. Be mindful of what your body's telling you, and it's definitely helped. I haven't really lost and kept off more than 2 pounds so far. However, my measurements are changing. That's nice. And I'm also getting more muscle back in my arms because I started off being that I had no stamina left or anything. And I think that's also helping because it also gives you reminders that pop up on your home screen on your phone. You haven't had a drink yet. You need to drink some water. And it gives you reminders. So, uh, but it also makes you more aware of what you're eating because you actually have to log your meal, and it wants to know um, protein, fats, sugars, and fiber. And if you don't know, like if you're eating something that you made yourself, you can take a photo and it'll analyze the photo to figure out what you've been eating. So it's definitely helped. Um, and Michael also has been looking into, because his blood pressure is now starting to creep up. So he's been looking at different ways of eating. There's some kind of method called DASH, but it's supposed to help keep down the oh, what's it called? It's not cholesterol. Brain just went to bed. Cortisol, the stress hormone, and it's supposed to help your body reduce that. So, because that's a key thing to weight gain, it's also a key thing to high blood pressure. So, we're both trying new things in that. And it's been doing pretty well so far. Um, I think that's also helped because I've gained a little strength. I do have to be careful I don't blow out my knees, and I had to be careful I don't pinch the back. So I'm very conscious of anything that's to the right with twisting. But it's definitely helped because you're also tracking your movements. You have to put in what you've done. If you want to do extra, there are other extra, there's a whole library of videos to do. Everything from chair exercises to cardio exercises. I haven't tried those yet. To other simple, some of them are only 3 minutes long and they're really simple. So it's definitely helped. I have to do at least one of them every day. I haven't made it all the way around the block yet because we still aren't quite sure why I keep getting winded quite so easily, but it's not as super bad as it was before. It's still happening. I still can't get up a flight of steps without 14 stairs. That's first floor to second floor, and I'm winded by the top. We still aren't quite sure what the problem there is, but it could be the high blood pressure. Um, but we'll figure it out. That's why I go to the doctor tomorrow morning. So, everybody, I would like if you guys would all send good thoughts to Lisa Bliss because she is from Flippin' Crazy. She does a lot of jewelry sales, sometimes vintage sales on her channel. She's going through some bigger health issues than I am. So if you could say a prayer or think good thoughts, send them her way. And um, let's hopefully send some good vibes her way because she could really use them. And I will see you guys next Thursday. I'm just not even going to say if I'm going to do a pop-up live or anything. Nope. Every time I say I'm going to do one, it hasn't happened. It's been that way this whole summer. And I'm just not going to say. But hopefully, there'll be something else. So I will see you guys definitely next Thursday. And if I get a chance tomorrow to poke around on this Canva, this software Michael has, he wants me to make up a bunch. He's supposed to help me make up a couple of generic kind of thumbnails that all I would have to do is go in and change the date. But I want to set one up for when it will be the Christmas sale, and talk to him about what date would be good. I do know that Thanksgiving night really probably wouldn't be good because I might not actually even be home that day. I don't know yet. So all right then. You guys have a blessed weekend, and I hope that everything goes good for all of us this weekend. That'd be a nice thing. So, the saga of emptying this overstuffed house continues. And if you would like to know more about that, there's a couple of videos that you can see. There's one pinned on, if you go to my channel page, about how I got an overstuffed house, how it ended up this way. And there are some other ones where I've done catalogs or just shopping videos. If you like salt cellars, there's an early video where I showed all the ones I had gotten because I had managed to go to an estate sale and picked up a ton of really cool looking ones. So there's a lot you can enjoy on my channel if you poke around and see what videos and lives there are. And I hope that you like and subscribe, and I will see you in 1 week. Good night, everybody.